Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. One more championship game to come in 4A. Benet Academy against Moline. We'll send it to State Farm Center with Dave Bernard and Cameron Smith to take you through all the action.
Thank you very much, Darius. This place has been hopping this evening. What a night we have had so far. 3A championship, of course, as you know, went to overtime. Hi again, everybody. Dave Bernhardt, Cam Smith, and I don't know if we can match the final outcome, the electricity. I think we're going to come really close. And one of the reasons why for Moline is a guy who lit it up here yesterday. That's Brock Harding.
Yeah, we're talking about a 4-year starter at that point guard position for Coach Taylor's program. He said he gave him the keys to the program, and he's been driving this team all 4 years, and has led them in the senior season right here to Champaign. He got off to a tremendous start in that semifinal win against Downers Grove North in 4A play yesterday. Was flame-throwing from the arc. You saw 21 points for the point guard that will play his basketball for Brent McCaffrey at Iowa University in the Big Ten next season. But on the other side for the Benet Academy Red Wings, that young man right there, Nico Abusera, he almost had a quadruple double if you could have charted deflections. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 8 steals, 4 assists, and a block in that win against Duke Trier. He's committed to play his basketball at Dartmouth next year. This is the East Suburban Conference Player of the Year and an all-area flick in the Chicago Sun-Times. The star power will be heavy once again in this 4A state championship.
Neither of these teams, these programs, have won a state championship. One of them will pick up that trophy in a couple of hours. We're back for the 4A state championship after this.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by LiUNA, Careers in Construction. Feel the power. For more information, visit liunacareers.org.
The traditional good luck sportsmanship handshake here, Benet Academy and Moline. The lights are dim here at State Farm Center. Time to get yourself ready to play some 4A championship basketball.
This young man has it going in this early part of the game.
And he gets a hand on that ball. Great timing. He lights it up here. He can't miss. He can't touch the rim.
He is flame throwing early inside State Farm Center.
Steal. Freeman. Up and down. Taylor opened underneath. Great pump fake. And with that, Moline will indeed play the 4A title for the state championship.
Now, the starting lineup for the visiting Moline Maroons. A 6-foot senior guard, number 2, Brock Harding. A 6'1" senior forward, number 10, Jasper Ogburn. A 6'5" sophomore forward, number 22, Trayvon Taylor. A 6'10" senior center, number 32, Owen Freeman. And a 6'3" senior guard, number 34, Grant Welch. The head coach of the Moline Maroons is Sean Taylor.
Ring it up. Long three. And down it goes. Are they on fire? The return to Abusera. He's got it.
Big time transition basket for the Red Wings. The pass.
Oh my goodness. Great pass. You'll have to get rid of it in a hurry. Here it goes. And down it goes. From the moment it left his hand, it looked good. Abusera slammed it home.
Wow, Nico flying high inside the State Farm Center.
Well, there's your final. Benet Academy will be heading to the state championship ball game once again.
And now now the starting lineup for the Benet Academy Red Wings. A 6-foot senior guard, number 0, Braden Fagbemi. A 6'2 senior guard, number 1, Sam Driscoll. A 6'4 senior guard, number 10, Andy Nash. A 6'6 junior forward, number 14, Parker Solover. And a 6'5 senior guard, number 23, Nico Abusara. The head coach of Benet Academy is Gene Heidkamp.
Those were today's starting lineups presented by OSF Healthcare. OSF Healthcare has many care options for you. Visit osfhealthcare.org to learn more. Let's welcome in the third member of our announcing team. That is Casey Standerhart. Casey.
Dave, thanks. The 1-2 punch between Brock Harding and Owen Freeman is one that has changed the game for the Maroons. While they were both AAU teammates last season, Freeman told Harding that he wanted to transfer closer to Iowa, where he was going to school next year, where they're both going to play for the Hawkeyes. It was a true meeting of the minds, and the rest was history. Freeman's father accepted a job at Moline, and Freeman enrolled in school there with Brock. Now they're at a state championship together. Will their master plan work and give them a little hardware before they head off to play for Coach Fran McCaffrey? We'll see you very soon.
All right, thank you, Casey. And they are literally hopping here at State Farm Center behind the benches of these two teams. Student sections right behind the benches. It will be Freeman and Abusara to go up to get this 4A game started. Benet Academy with it first. Nico Abusara with it. It will be Freeman on him.
That's the matchup. Nico Abusara, Owen Freeman. Keep an eye on that throughout this evening.
Abusara wants to take him early. Strong rebound. Freeman in the air. Abusara can't get it. Another chance taken out of his hands. 3 chances for the Red Wings.
Well, that lets everybody know what we're going to be ready for tonight. Activity on the offensive glass from Benet, who out-rebounded their opponent yesterday in New Trier for that win.
Another offensive board. We've seen a couple of those already. Grant Welch. Back to Freeman. They'll reset. We've played a minute. Fagbemi draws the defensive assignment on Harding.
Talk about Abusara and Owen Freeman, that matchup. This is the other matchup. Braden Fagbemi against Brock Harding.
Welch couldn't get it through. Trayvon Taylor strong with the left hand. A rebound to Andy Nash. Scoreless through a minute 20 here in your 4A title game.
Yeah, really physical defense on both ends. Both teams understanding that, hey, they have to hold strong on these dribble drives.
Long three. Ring it up. Andy Nash.
Coach Heidkamp says he is one of their better perimeter shooters. Andy Nash averaging 8 points per game, 43% from 3 on the season. You lose him, you'll be looking at a 3-pointer going through the hoop.
In deep, Ogburn. He's able to muscle it in, but a foul called on Benet. A chance to knot this game.
And Dave, this is big for Jasper Ogburn. I'll tell you why. 4 of his 6 points in the semifinal win yesterday against Downers Grove North all came from the free throw line. So this is a young man that got his first 2 points off a field goal and not the free throw. So they're going to need as much offensive production from guys not named Owen Freeman and Brock Harding to really push them forward to try and get this state championship.
There's a whistle away from the ball. Head coach for Benet Academy is Gene Heidkamp. Heidkamp, 361 wins in 15 seasons. He's only had one non-20 win season one time in that span, and that's during the COVID shortened season.
You have head coaches as great as Gene Heinkamp, and he has been one of the best in the state of Illinois for a very long time, because you look at the teams that he has brought to the Final Four in Class 4A, and they have been some of the best, but his coaching staff is outstanding as well.
Couple of second-place finishes for Heitkamp. Harding with the steal up ahead to Freeman. Off the glass and in.
In transition, that's where the Maroons like to do things. Owen Freeman again. He's athletic for a big man at 6'10", can run that floor. Good look ahead from Brock Harding.
Begbemi had Freeman right in front of him, and it will go to Moline. The head coach for the Maroons is Sean Taylor. Taylor in his 7th season at Moline, 33 years overall, 655 wins. His brother Mike, by the way, is the head coach of Marion Catholic, and those two have combined for almost 1,000 wins. And we need to put our research department on that one. Is that a record for wins in Illinois high school basketball by brothers?
Yeah, they would definitely get my vote. You have to think of Nick Irvin and Mike Irvin and their time as head coaches in the state of Illinois. Nick Irvin, when he was the head coach at Morgan Park High School, won some state championships during this time. And, of course, Mike Irvin, the head coach now for Kenwood Academy in Chicago.
Here's today's ISU keys to the game. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Well, it starts off with transition defense for the Maroons. Now, this is really on Brock Harding to stop this basketball in the open court. They held Downers Grove North to 24% from 3 and 32% from the floor. So you're seeing that especially against a team like Benet that can score from all 5 levels, with all 5 players at all 3 levels. And then next they have to feed Owen Freeman. And we saw the first play of the game, that ball go right to Owen Freeman. He wasn't able to convert that play, but we saw him in transition with that pass ahead from his guy, Brock Harding, for the layup. Now on the other side for the Benet Academy Red Wings, they have to attack the glass. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. They out-rebounded New Trier 30-22, so they were +8 on the boards in that win. And also, they have to make sure they find Brock Harding. He is so dynamic in the open court, but especially shooting that basketball off high ball screens. They have to hold him in check because he is the true engine of this team.
Benet Academy just 1 of 4 from the field. A couple of turnovers, but now make it 2 of 5 as Nico Abacera chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Abacera is one of those guys that's only 6'5". Owen Freeman is 6'10". I'm saying only 6'5", like it's short, like I'm 6'11", but he has the athleticism to go right up and finish against length and height in Owen Freeman. So that's why they are matched up. And you will look at Benet, and yeah, they're undersized, but with Abacera's athleticism and the toughness of the Red Wings, they're able to combat the disadvantage with the size with plays like that at the rim.
Benet Academy playing short tonight without honorable mention All-Stater Brady Kunka. Brady, ankle injury early in the semifinal. Here's Harding, rings up the first 3 for him.
You cannot let him get comfortable. And Brock Harding, we saw this last night, Dave. He just started cooking from the arc in the first quarter. Have to know where number 2 in Maroon is at all times.
Once again, Abacera challenging Freeman. Brady Kunka severely injured his ankle yesterday, missed nearly the entire game. He's dressed. Unforced turnover there, the 3rd for Benet. Brady Kunka is dressed. He is the motivation for Benet tonight. Brock Harding, though, he's doing it from distance just as he did yesterday.
Yeah, just straight here, up and down. Some rise and some height on that jumper. Brock Harding going to Iowa next year. You're going to see a lot of him in the Big Ten as he gets older in his career.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by ISU. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Update the floors in your home and save 11% on your flooring project at Menards. Great Lakes vinyl floors are perfect for any room in your home. Find a wide selection of waterproof and durable floors that are easy to install. Great Lakes vinyl floors also feature an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Heritage vinyl plank is only $329 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
The IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare. The Moline Maroons making just their third trip to the state championship game, the first since 1951. That's right, 72 years ago. And for Moline, they represent the Quad Cities. They'll come to the East Central side of the state and play for a state championship at the State Farm Center. Benet Academy, they've been here, at least in the state championship game, 3 times now since 2014. They come from Lisle in the western suburbs of Chicago. Braden Freeman into the game for the Maroons, the younger brother of Owen Freeman. Braden has it now.
He was able to give the Maroons some nice minutes yesterday in that semifinal win. I can see him be more aggressive, like drives like this. He has to look for a shot a little bit more when he has those opportunities.
Freeman, nice feed inside to Ogburn.
Ogburn is really getting this game going. He could be that third scorer for this attack for Coach Taylor's team. They need him to be consistent with those opportunities. Again, similar to what I was mentioning about Braden Freeman. When you have your chances, take advantage of them.
Lefty three, no good. That came from Sam Driscoll. He had 11 points yesterday in relief of Brady Kunka. And that one's good from Harding in the corner. Timeout, Benet.
Watch out, because this is how the Maroons can really get you into a hole. Space you out with their shooting, then they attack you in the lane as well. This time they elect to knock down another 3 from that young man, number 2 in maroon.
8 straight points scored by Moline.
Let's go to the assist from Freeman. Freeman is a guy that has definitely, at 6'10", can see the floor for the Maroons. And here's the jumper from Harding. Deep corner, knocks it down, fading away. You just don't see that emotion just come out of him right there. He's trying to encourage his student section that's sitting behind this Moline bench to get up and cheer even louder.
That assist of the game is brought to you by Donate Life Illinois. The IHSA teams up with Donate Life Illinois to encourage everyone to say yes to being an organ and tissue donor. Benet needs a score here. Abusera over Freeman. Owen Freeman having an impact on this game on the defensive end.
Yes, he is. And Abusera can make those off-balance shots. But again, it's one of those things where he's going left, jumping off that right foot and fading left. It makes it even tougher to make those shots. Good job from Freeman defensively.
A little bit of an opening there for Harding. That's a big miss. They'll give Benet a chance here. They haven't scored in 2.5 minutes.
And good job from the Maroons. Defensive transition, one of my keys there. Nice step back from Fagbemi. Yes, that is the Braden Fagbemi that's allowed Benet to be one of the best teams in the state of Illinois.
Fagbemi headed to Johns Hopkins.
And I get it was for academic reasons going to Johns Hopkins. Yes, I would definitely do the same thing. But for a basketball program that is Division III, that is an absolute gift that they're getting Braden Fagbemi.
3 ball up and in for Braden Freeman.
Braden Freeman catch and shoot, did not hesitate, did not put it on the deck first, did not pick up his dribble, just caught it, shot it. That's what I'm talking about, being aggressive.
Fagbemi the other way. He'll look to get 3 from the free throw line.
Oh, the intensity is starting to raise on this floor. Owen Freeman with the 3. Fagbemi back again with another bucket. Here it is. Crossover. Get Ogburn off balance. And look at that. He goes with the left hand, because if he goes right, that is going to be a for sure block by Owen Freeman. So you disrupt the timing from Owen Freeman by going up with your left hand. Great note for all small point guards out there. You're going up against size. You got to be creative finishing around the basket. And that's a creative way by Braden Fagbemi to get that too.
Fagbemi with 5 quick points here. Narrows the lead to 5. Moline 3 of 3 from outside the arc. Little jump hook over Salava for Freeman. Begbemi running the floor. Nash challenged and fouled.
Love the pump fake and dribble from Andy Nash. Textbook in transition. You have a defender that's flying out at you as Welch is. Uncontrolled closeout, and there's Nash right to the rim. Got a little way with a little shield with the left arm. Officials didn't see that, so they're going to send him to the free throw line for 2.
.64 senior. Was 56% from the free throw line this year. Knocks down a couple.
And watching this game yesterday, Andy Nash is just tough. Like, he doesn't care who you are, what your ranking is, what college you're going to. He's like, you got to see me on this court. And when we get on this court, you have to prove to me that you are better than me.
Pressure coming a little tighter now.
Dave, the Maroons had a 12-5 lead. You made the point to say that Benet needs to score. They've done some scoring to cut that lead to 3.
They have. Looking for the final shot now with 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Harding, good man to have the ball in his hands. Forces up the shot. He will shoot 3.
Yeah, Brock Harding with a little gamesmanship there, getting Begbemi out of position. Look at the pump fake. Now he knows that the time is running down. He's in a tough spot. Gives a little pump fake to get Begbemi up because, again, Harding has knocked down a couple of threes. So now he has the respect from defenders that if he raises for a shot, you got to get off your feet and challenge him. Good job of selling the pump fake. Didn't just pump his head up in the air, showed the ball and his head with the fake, and he's at the line for 3.
During the free throw, Gene Heidkamp having a discussion with the officials saying, you know, my guy went straight up, and Harding kind of dropped his shoulder into him, but 2 free throws remain for Brock Harding. Harding has been a 4-year starter at point guard for Sean Taylor, and before Brock was the point guard, Brody Harding ran the point. So for all 7 years that Sean Taylor has been at Moline High School, he has had a Harding running the point. He told Brock his freshman year, I'm giving you the keys.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a big 3 right there at the buzzer.
We saw that from Begbemi yesterday in the semifinal. He knocked down a big 3 to end the second quarter.
Great Begbemi. 8 points in the first period, over half of his team's total. We have a 2-point game after 1 in your 4A championship game, thanks to number 0, Great Begbemi.
Welcome back to State Farm Center on the campus of the University of Illinois. Yes, that's not Superman, that's Owen Freeman, but he transformed his game when he put on the number 40 jersey after ripping his number 32 jersey. And these are the first 2 points of the field goal that he made yesterday in the win against Downers Grove North. 7 of his points came from the free throw line. He had finished with 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks in that semifinal win. But I'm hoping that, and I'm sure that Coach Taylor's hoping the same thing, that he doesn't rip this jersey again, because it was part frustration of why he did that. He was struggling from the field, but he's off to a really strong start in this 4A state championship.
You know who else is the 2 point guards for this team? Brock Harding for Moline, Braden Begbemi for Benet. And with that bucket, Harding has scored the last 10 points for his team. Begbemi has scored the last 8 for Benet Academy.
Well, the way that Brock Harding and Braden Begbemi are going back and forth against each other, let's just clear it out and have them play one-on-one. That's what it's looking like.
Driscoll's foul will not go. That's one of the keys for Benet Academy. Get on the offensive glass.
Good close out from Andy Nash there. There's a steal by Begbemi.
He accelerates. And Harding with the strip.
Harding was waiting for Begbemi to bring that basketball over when he went into his layup. Good timing there to deflect that ball out of bounds without fouling. Here it is again. Fagbemi turns, sees the pass, it steals it, but look at Harding the entire time. He was waiting for him to go into his motion to lay the ball up.
Off the inbounds, Andy Nash got a bounce pass in the paint and lays it in. Bring that lead back down to 2. Harding and Fagbemi. Welch from the corner. Good inside position from Abusera. Here he comes.
Got to stop the basketball.
Whoa! Oh my! He got there. The other way we go. Harding leading the break. Fake the stop. Floats it in.
Yeah, that's a Division I play right there. I mean, a little hesitation, a little in and out to freeze the defense just enough, and he got deep enough into the paint where he wasn't in a position where the defense was able to close that gap. So just floats that and gets another 2 for his total so far.
A miss from Nash.
I know that Nash is more than a capable three-point shooter, but that's not the shot you want to take, especially early on in offense.
Harding, a look-away pass. Points at Braden. Freeman said, okay, that's my fault. I didn't find that lane for you. Freeman will leave. Ockburn back in for the Maroons. Moline at 34-3. Benet Academy 35-1. The final regular season statewide poll had Benet number 1, Moline number 2. Harding, quick release. First missed 3 for Harding.
Good job, Harding, stopping in transition. The Red Wings, and he gets the steal there. Got to step up. They're leaving him alone. Can't give him that space.
Back to Taylor. There was a wall of white underneath that defensive backboard. Fagbemi challenges Freeman.
Braden Fagbemi, his offhand has been lethal. 2-on-1 break. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Nash, the Euro step, and it goes.
Couple of lefty finishes in transition. First with Braden Fagbemi and then Andy Nash. And the Red Wings student section are up and down.
Tie ball game under 5 minutes in the first half. That's a foul from behind by Parker Salaver.
This is one of the strengths of the Red Wings in transition. Good job of Nash with the Euro step to get to that other side. Avoided the charge and got the finish. But this is one of the best finishes that we've seen in this ball game so far. Braden Fagbemi going up against the 6'10 Owen Freeman with the left and with contact and still finishing the play.
That last whistle resulted in a foul on Salaver. That's his second. Each team 10 points in the paint. That's where they are now. Stay at this end of the floor.
Harding very fortunate that he didn't turn that basketball over. In yesterday's semifinal, he had 6 turnovers for the Maroons.
Harding waits a long time. Ogburn feeds Freeman. They doubled up on him. Jump ball. It belongs to Benet.
Great secondary help from Sam Driscoll coming from the top side on that trap. And Marcus Sulauer did his job battling with Freeman and allows Driscoll to come right down and trap that basketball. See if the Red Wings can capitalize off this turnover.
Slaver, a junior, third year in the varsity, first year as a starter. Next year, he'll become only the 4th player in Benet history to be a 4-year varsity player, joining Sean O'Mara, Pat McInerney, and Colin Carruthers.
Well, those names sound familiar. Some guys that made their way to the Final Four in full Class 4A. About that championship game that we saw in the 2014 season with Whitney Young and Benet Academy. Great block from Trey Taylor.
Boy, he got off his feet in a hurry. Leading the break is Welch. Contact, no call. It's Grant Welch that gets the bucket and puts the Maroons back on top.
So many players love that Euro step in those situations, and Grant Welch, it paid off for him. Again, avoiding that contact to pick up the charge and gets it to go.
Benet, a fadeaway.
It's the first time I've seen Nico shoot a jump shot since we've been in Champaign. Everything has been right to the rim. He's so dynamic and explosive when he gets to the rim. You don't blame him. The guy that knows his game. Only shoots 28% from 3. So he's going to stay within that painted area. Now he's stretching his game out to 15 feet.
Trayvon Taylor kicks it out. Welch, good first step. Get right into the hands of Ogburn.
Get Sam Driscoll with this foul here. Contact on that stick back for the Maroons.
Trayvon Taylor has not scored yet, but he's had an impact on this game. Right there, the block on Andy Nance. That goes the other way. Grant Welch. We're tied at 23.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. Darius Joshua, Coach Mark Lindo here. Brock Harding, been fantastic for Moline, but yet Benet is right in it.
Yeah, it seems like Moline's in charge of this basketball game. Bennett's tied. Both teams doing it pretty efficiently offensively. Moline's playing more inside, outside. Bennett's playing more side, top side, moving the basketball. Both ways effective. Whoever gets the ball vertically, I think, in this basketball game, and ultimately, honestly, ends up getting more free throws, will win this game. That means you're in the attack mode.
Yeah, 12 for Harding, 10 for Braden Fagbeby to lead Benet in this game. We'll send it back to State Farm Center where Casey Standahar is standing by.
Darius, thank you. I'll ask this question to Dave and Cam here. Would you guys ever get tired of blowing out teams by 30 points? Well, Moline head coach Sean Taylor knew he wanted to challenge his team against the best beyond the Western Big Six this season. So they played teams like East St. Louis, Mount Carmel, Simeon. This Moline team lost to Simeon by 1 point, and they beat East St. Louis. They even faced this Benet team in a preseason scrimmage. Taylor wanted to prime his team for this moment. That tough schedule and those reps paying off so far, but I bet they'd like to be blowing out this Benet team.
All right, Cam, I'll let you answer her question first. Would you get tired of blowing out teams by 30?
No, not at all, because it was fun. But then also, you do get a little tired of that because you realize that you're not really being challenged as a basketball team and for some of these head coaches as coaches, because you want to put your players and your team in those situations where they're down, you got to come back. It's situational matchups that you have yourself in. So that's where Coach Taylor's like, you know what? If we want to have success in the state tournament, we have to play against some of the best teams. And that's what a lot of these coaches do. They don't duck any competition. And we heard Jabari Parker, former Simeon great and NBA player, tell Casey during the Simeon and Metamora game with their interview that iron sharpens iron. You are not going to get better if you don't play against competition, and you can't run from competition. So you better invite that so you're better prepared when you reach these moments like the state tournament, like a regional final, a sectional final, super sectional, semifinal game, and even a championship.
Parker Salaver just picked up his third personal foul, and it comes with 2:54 to play here in the first half, replaced by Iwolo Mukulu.
See what Mukulu can do against Freeman. They're going to give him the ball right away, and I love this idea, but Freeman cannot wait. He has to go. Good job defensively there.
Mukulu giving up 8 inches. Harding uses the left hand for his 14th point of this game.
Listen, when you give a good player like Brock Harding the middle, he turns into a great player. It's one of the lessons I learned from my former head coach, Scott Bogomil, who has since passed on, when he coached me at Gordon Tech during my years in the early 2000s. He's like, Cam, you put a good player in the middle of the floor, he turns into a great player. You turn an average player in the middle, give the average player in the middle of the floor, they turn into a good player. So it's just giving them so many options with that basketball.
Oh, interesting with that held ball. Parker Salaver was at the scorer's table. As soon as that whistle blew, Gene Heitkamp brought him back to the bench. So he was going to bring Salaver on with those 3 personals with 2:14 to play. It is a crucial juncture, right? I mean, we're that's close to halftime in a 4-point game.
Because if he picks up that 4th personal foul, we may not see Parker Salaver until the final minutes of the 4th quarter, depending on how this game is going.
Ooh, near turnover there. Again, 8-inch height advantage. Freeman passes out of it to his brother. And that's going to go against Andy Nash. Remember?
This is interesting. See the shot, comes off to the opposite side of the rim, and they're going to charge that foul to Owen Freeman. He's looking around like, hey, what did I do?
Oh, okay. Huh.
That's the second foul for Owen Freeman.
Let's see what Sean Taylor does here with 2 minutes to play. Moline's gone a little bit cold from the three-point line. They missed their last 4 attempts after making their first 3.
Gonna have to be a big defensive stand for the Maroons without 6'10" Owen Freeman on the floor. And good job by the Red Wings. No 6'10" guy there on the backside of the defense. You go right and cut to the rim. Good job and good pass from the Red Wings over to Fagbemi for the deuce.
Boy, that didn't take long to recognize that and to react to it.
It just goes back to the coaching, too, of how these players developed in this program under Gene Highcamp. He has been one of the best X and O coaches in the state, and that's one of the fouls you cannot give up.
Man.
Wow. Way to swing the momentum back to Moline's side. Brock Harding.
Soft touch, but yet with strength. Here's a look at it.
You see him lull the defender to sleep, puts it up, just an over pursuit on the closeout. You cannot foul a three-point shooter, especially forcing them or allowing them to make a 4-point play.
Cannot finish that 4-point play. Sitting at 17 points with 1:20 to play in the first half. Benet down by 5 with the ball.
Still no Owen Freeman on the floor. He is still sitting on that bench with 2 fouls. We saw the Red Wings with cuts right to the rim, and Abdulsair is going to attack again.
Tip from Driscoll. And with a 5-point lead and 60 seconds left, Brock Harding looks to his coach. What do we want to do? A little cat and mouse game there with Harding and Fagbemi. Fagbemi waiting for that one moment for Harding to show him the ball.
Yeah, he's trying to time that dribble from Harding. You can see it in Fagbemi's eyes. He's just waiting for his moment.
Nearly got it from behind. Harding savvy enough to break the count. Ogburn right back in the hands of number 2. He's had it for 45 seconds.
Could be a trap there. Red Wings missed that opportunity.
6 seconds left from midcourt. Welch, the runner. Fouled with 0.8 seconds left. They took a minute off the clock, and they're going to get 2 free throws to show for it.
Look at that Braden Fagbemi. He just hunched over in frustration from that foul. This is one of those fouls from Andy Nash you do not have to commit. You had another defender in Sam Driscoll coming over to help to contest the shot. Force Grant Welch to be a great player and make that play. You're better off doing that instead of giving them free shots at the free throw line.
Welch knocks them both down. Catch and throw, or throw and shoot. Oh, man! Oh, that would have brought the house down.
Nico, you can't play with our hearts like that, man.
They used to have in Peoria the rainbow shot, where you'd start from the top of the key, a big long line of people, they'd shoot, and eventually maybe get back to the top of the key. Nobody ever got as far back as Nico Abusera did. But how about Moline, 9-2 run, Abusera right on the money.
That's one-handed too, wow.
9-2 run for the Maroons to close out the first half for a 7-point lead. Casey.
Coach, your guard, Brock Harding, coming up big again for this offense. Why is it so important to get him touching?
Well, because he's the best point guard in the state. And we go as he goes, and then, he creates for others. Now we got to get Owen going a little bit in the second half. I thought our defense was really solid, and now we got 16 more.
A back and forth first half. How do you make sure you get some stops early in the third quarter?
Well, we just got to continue to guard, but we got to rebound the ball. They're a great rebounding team, so we got to finish off defensive possessions.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Casey. And tight ball game. Moline pulling out, scoring the last 7 points of the first half. Sean Taylor looks at the scoreboard, shows him up 32-25. We'll take a break, head to the studio next.
What a half of basketball. A 7-point game at the half between Moline and Benet. Darius Joshua, Mark Lindo here inside the IHSA TV studios. Let's get right to the highlights of what was a pretty back-and-forth game so far in the first 16 minutes. Under 3 to play in the first quarter. Jasper Ogburn getting to Brock Harding in the corner, and he knocks down the three. He hit 3 of those in the first half. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Moline up by 2. Nico Abusari finds the open space, hits the jumper. Just 4 points for him, but that ties the game up at 23. With just under 3 to play, Brock Harding again getting into the paint, hits the floater. 17 points for him in the opening half to lead all scorers. It'd be a 9-2 run to close that half out for the Maroons. They've got the lead here at halftime, and they're a half away from a state championship. Coach, how exactly is Moline ahead here, and how does Benet get back into it?
Well, first off, Moline is ahead because of Brock Harding right now. What a superlative first half. He scored by catch and shoot. He created his own shots. He scored off the dribble. He scored off floaters. How have they got the lead? They've done a great job running Benet off of the three-point line. Benet had 5 threes in the first quarter alone last night in the semifinal. Tonight, they're 2 out of 5. Moline doing a very conscious job of running them off the line, making them not comfortable in a pass and catch situation. So done a great job there. And how about both the point guards? Point guard's job, distribute the basketball, but no, right now both point guards leading their team in scoring. But I'm going to go back, Darius, to what I said. Right now, Moline with a 6-3 advantage at the free throw line. That's not much, right? 3 points. But whoever wins the free throw battle, whoever scores more from the charity stripe on the line will win this basketball game down the stretch.
Yeah, Nico Abusari could have made up that 3-point deficit if he hit that full court heave nearly, but didn't have the luck on his side there. 25-32 is what Benet is trailing by here at halftime. We will have more from this game and a look back at the day when we come back. Welcome back. Here's how the 3 champions of the day were crowned. Jabot takes down Scales Mound 65-45. DePaul Prep gets their first championship as well, 65-41 over Central Catholic. And Metamora with a come-from-behind win in overtime over Simeon for their first championship in their school's history. So 3 first-time champions. We will have a 4th here in 4A. Well, let's go to that 3A game, Coach. That was really the best game of the tournament, best game of the day, of course, by far. Back-and-forth affair that ends in OT.
Well, Metamora comes from behind. Last year they lost in double overtime. Today they win it in overtime. Tyson Swanson had 22 points on the ballgame. He was just really good, knocking down jump shots, taking the ball to the basket. Strong kid, had some really nice rebounds at key times. And then Tyler Mason had 16, all in the second half. So he really carried his team at that juncture. And you know what? That might have been the best ball game we've seen all weekend. I know it was totally exciting basketball game. Metamora Danny Greaves gets the championship that's been elusive to his school, and they got it done tonight against Robert Smith's last game as a Simeon Wolverine head coach.
Yeah, that was a nice conclusion and first start here to our second session. We'll see how this 4A matchup closes here. Brock Harding with the 3-point play, 4-point play, I should say, as he hits that 3 there. More to come when we come back. Welcome back to Halftime Stats are brought to you by Liuna. Start your career in construction today at LiunaCareers.org. 7-point lead for Moline at halftime. What do you think has to change for Benet?
Well, you see those numbers, everything's pretty even. And even the specialty numbers that aren't on the screen are pretty even. What has to change, if you're a Red Wing fan, you need 3, at least 3, probably 4 threes in the second half to win. If you would have told me Moline would outscore the Red Wings from 3-point land, I would have said no way. That's going to be the key to the second half, that and free throws made.
We'll see if that changes in the second half. Braden Fagbemi hopes he has something to say about it. The step-back 3, 12 points for him to lead the squad. Second half coming up from State Farm Center when we come back.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
Folks are settling in. Well, I guess if you can call standing on your feet, cheering all through halftime. Settling in for a second half here in the 4A championship game. Along with Cam Smith, I'm Dave Bernhardt. Glad you've joined us. An entertaining first half, I think, because we've seen two different styles. We've seen three-point shooting, and we've seen inside scoring.
Yes, and that three-point shooting at a very high clip. And when you talk about Brock Harding, and then also some of the shooters that the Benet Academy Red Wings have, like Andy Nash, and Coach Heighan told us earlier this week that he's had multiple games where he's hit at least 5 threes. And there's Brock Harding, and he's shooting and making these threes from different areas around the arc. And even Braden Freeman got into the act as well, but Braden Fagbemi was able to knock down shots. So it was very back and forth, very spirited from the arc. But this is where Moline can really damage the Benet Academy Red Wings, is inside of the paint. They are beating the Red Wings for points inside of the paint, 14-12, and we're seeing the guards really finish in a variety of ways. Braden Fagbemi there's the 6'10" Owen Freeman, but you have to be able to control one of those areas, the points in the paint, but then also the rebounds, because Benet, they had 17 second chance points yesterday in their semifinal win against New Trier. They just have 2 in that first half. So they got to step up their play and have more pursuit of that basketball once it rolls off.
Braden Fagbemi gets his own miss. Pocket pick by Ogburn, but he stepped on the sideline, or actually he came from out of bounds and came inbounds. You know, speaking of Fagbemi, what a great matchup of point guards here. Fagbemi in the first half, 12 points, 5 of 6 from the field. The rest of the Benet Red Wings, though, just 13 points. They were 5 of 16. On the other side, Brock Harding with the steal from Freeman. We'll get to Harding in a second. He may touch this ball before it's all over yet. There he is. Inside Freeman taking charge.
Yeah, you see him running back down the court looking at his buddy Brock Harding saying, yeah, let's go, give me the basketball. That's the Owen Freeman that I want to see. Aggressive calling for the basketball and finishing plays off the post. And there's a block there. Defense inspiring his offense.
Harding will get the ball. He has scored or assisted on 8 of Moline's 12 field goals. He has 17 points himself, 6 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 4 from three-point range.
Yeah, and I'd like to see him get another post touch. He's right there with Sulaver.
Remember, Sulaver playing with 3 personal fouls. He's going to be tested here.
Good help from Braden Fagbemi for that steal. If he looks up, he has numbers.
He'll penetrate. Finds his man, Nash. Big three.
How about the decision from Braden Fagbemi? He elects to drive deeper in the paint just to suck in the defense of the Maroons, and he knew he had Andy Nash out on the left wing the entire time. Great basketball IQ and pass, and Andy Nash does what he does, make threes.
Double up on Freeman. That leaves Taylor open. Trayvon Taylor gets on the scoreboard. Taylor started 33 games as a freshman. 6'5", 200-pound sophomore.
see Nico Abusera get involved in this ball game right now. Been really quiet in that first half.
And a field goal in each of the 2 quarters. That's it. 4 points. Clean steal. Ogburn challenged by Driscoll. Welch blocked by Sulaver.
Very risky from Sulaver. Remember, he has those 3 fouls.
Abusera accelerates. Still can't get it to go. Now Moline back the other way. Ogburn inside. 2 chances for Ogburn on the last 2 possessions. They couldn't put it down. Casey had a chance to talk to Gene Heidkamp moments ago.
Coach, a back and forth first half. What was the message in the locker room to clean up some of those fouls and get your team on the front?
Exactly. We're not very good right now on the defensive end. We need to stabilize the game a little bit. We need to reduce the number of fouls. We need to do a better job in defensive transition, and we need to finish possessions on the defensive end.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thanks, Casey. And that was quite succinct, direct, and very much to the point.
Finish possessions on the defensive end. I mean, it's not like they're down a major amount of points. It's only 8, but it gets bigger when you have turnovers like that. You just can't commit those turnovers. Wow!
Oh, a tip from Freeman off a deflection.
Freeman just hanging around in the air waiting for that ball just to come down and come over to him after the deflection from the lob from Brock Harding.
Turnover leads to points. This is a 10-point Moline lead. Freeman affects Abusera's shot there. Moline feeling it right now.
It has not been Nico Abusera's night. He is really struggling to finish around Owen Freeman. There's the deflection there from Driscoll, and just hanging around in the air, just waiting around for it to come down. It's like, all right, now it's coming down. Now I can tip it in. Owen Freeman, look at that. Just a look at his wingspan at 6'10" as well.
Slaver bellies up. That shot was partially blocked. Driscoll, I think, got a hand on it. Fagbemi, the numbers belong to Benet here. Driscoll to the corner. Nash for 3. Not going down now for Benet Academy. Since this game was tied at 23, Moline has scored 15 of the last 20 points in this game.
Talk about going on a run offensively, and that's to the point that Gene Heidkamp made with Casey during the interviews. Like, they have to finish off defensive plays. You got to get the stop.
Harding gave a nod to Taylor, like, set me a screen and I'll do this.
Ooh, Brock Harding. A little reversal for the people inside the State Farm Center.
12-point lead, timeout Benet Academy.
Man, I will tell you this. He's going to Iowa. The next time that he appears on this court, he's going to have a Hawkeye jersey on. He's going to remember the things like this that he did on this floor. Brock Harding, have yourself a game. 19 points for the star guard.
1 week ago, at CEFCU Arena, Benet Academy girls were playing for the state championship. They fell to O'Fallon in double overtime. Lene Beaumont, one of their stars, as O'Fallon was able to win its first state championship in school's history. Lene Beaumont headed to Indiana University as O'Fallon raised the trophy. Benet boys playing here tonight. It's the first time since 2016 when both boys and girls teams played in the championship game. That's when Benet did it. There is Lindsey Beaumont with Casey Standehart.
Lene Beaumont hanging out with us here, guys. She was a star in the second place game. You took your team to a second place victory at state. What was the best moment that you experienced at state?
Honestly, just being with my teammates the entire time. You got to spend the whole day with them, walk through, lunch, dinner, everything. So they're the greatest group of kids, greatest coaches, so it was a blast.
Now a week later, you're rooting on the boys team. Why is it so important for you to root on your classmates?
They're great kids. I'm best friends with most of them. They work their butts off all day, the whole season, so I hope they could get this one going for them.
You were just named your state's Gatorade Player of the Year. You're heading to Indiana. And I know you're going to have a great time there and a great career there, but what are you relishing about your final couple months here as a high school student?
I mean, just being a senior, enjoying every moment. Coming to games like this is awesome. Just being able to support your classmates is always fun. So I'm excited to see how this turns out for sure.
Hey, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the game. Dave, we'll send it back over to you.
Thanks, Casey. Lisle Bowman, I'll tell you, Cam, one of the most exciting, entertaining female players I have seen at the high school level. She just does so many things right. She's going to have a great career at Indiana.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And she says she's best friends with some of the players on the team, but I know they're all competitive. So who's winning the one-on-one battles? That's what I want to know, or the shooting contest. I'll put my money on Lisle. I'll just put that out there, you know.
I'm not going to argue with you. Now, that's an 8-0 run right now for Moline. And they've gotten it all in the paint. A layup from Taylor. You just saw the layup from Taylor again. Mixed in was a Freeman tip-in, a Harding layup. Meanwhile, Benet, just 1 of 8 this quarter, and has turned the ball over 3 times. Find themselves down by a precarious number, 14.
The drought has been real for Benet. Again, we talked about Nico Abucero's really struggled scoring the basketball. It felt like he's had so many opportunities right at the rim where the ball just curled out. But you got to credit the defense of Moline, especially 6'10" Owen Freeman, to alter those shots. And it's the same thing for Andy Nash along with Sam Driscoll. Driscoll was a monster from the arc in yesterday's semifinal game. Has not been able to get himself going in this ball game. He is scoreless and missed the only 2 shots that he's taken.
I remember Benet playing without Brady Kunkas, severely injured his ankle yesterday early in the semifinal. His absence sorely missed here tonight. Honorable mention All-Stater.
Difficult thing about this deficit that Benet has is you have a tremendous point guard in Brock Harding that has a nice handle, very quick, can shoot the basketball. So you got to chase him around the court basically for the rest of this game unless you can cut within this lead even deeper.
This possession started a minute and a half ago. Off the missed 3-pointer. Ogburn saw an opening. Not good enough for him.
Good poise there from Ogburn. He knows that if he took that shot, that this quarter's going to be over soon. He's going to have to answer to Coach Taylor coming to that huddle. He's like, no, let me pass this ball back out so we can run more clock and get a different shot.
No look inside Ogburn. And out it comes after the offensive board from Jasper.
Great pass.
Look at that pass to Taylor.
He put the binoculars up, say, hey, yeah, I see you, Trey, down there underneath the basket. That ball has some strength on it.
Sulaver the drive in the reverse.
Good quick answer from Sulaver. Now Benet has to pick up full court. They will do that. We're seeing Abucero now pick up the ball against Brock Harding. We saw Fak Bimi guarding Harding the majority of this game. They switched that matchup now.
That basket by Sulaver stopped a 10-0 run by the Moline Maroons.
Look at that pass. I mean, that's over the shoulder at an angle to Trey Taylor, who's waiting there the entire time. 3 assists for Grant Welch. So you always keep your head up with that basketball, young kids. You have to see the floor and teammates that may be open like Trey Taylor was.
Final 3 minutes here of this quarter we have spent down here at this end of the floor with Moline. Fagbemi the bump.
There's a frustration from Braden Fagbemi. And to my point I was making about a point guard like Brock Harding. He's quick. He's very savvy in picking up that foul on Braden Fagbemi. But then also he can handle that basketball. It causes you to get frustrated and you pick up ticky-tack fouls like that.
That was his 3rd foul. Once again, Welch to Taylor. Back up top with 6. And foul up top. You can really see the frustration and body language on the face and the shoulders of the Benet Academy Red Wings.
It's the extended trips on the defensive end. Remember the previous trip where they were giving up offensive rebounds and just prolonged their trip on the defensive side.
Have to hurry now. Screen up top. Great quarter for Moline. They used a 10-0 run. Outscored Benet Academy 12-5 in that 3rd quarter. And they will head to their bench up by 14, looking for the school's first Class 4A state basketball title. The IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare. We thank OSF Healthcare. We congratulate the winners of our first 3 championship games here on Championship Saturday. First of all, Jabot Catholic from Waterloo in 1A. In 2A, the Rams of DePaul College Prep. Metamora hosts the trophy in 3A after a 46-42 overtime victory over Simeon. And we are just 8 minutes away from giving away championship trophy number 4 here today. Moline, the leg up. For Casey Standard, Cam Smith, I'm Dave Bernhardt. We appreciate you being with us all weekend long. In fact, these last 2 weekends of girls and boys basketball. The Maroons to start it here in the 4th.
This night is always bittersweet, right, Dave? The final night of Illinois high school basketball. And then you get to see a lot of these players live out their dreams and try and compete for a state title, submit themselves in basketball history, but then also it's like, oh man, no more basketball for a little while. You gotta wait until next fall for the IHSA season to start again.
They've used up over 30 seconds off this 4th quarter clock, and we will see a lot of this in this period.
Gene Heimkamp running another defender over to Brock Harding just to get the ball out of his hands. But what that does, though, it makes you even more susceptible for those open layups that we saw from Grant Welch with that pass to Trey Taylor.
You know, Welch is really the underrated player on this Moline team. He does a little bit of everything. In fact, Bemi nearly picked up his 4th foul, and he may have just done so right there.
That's a tough call there, and I can feel the frustration from Gene Heimkamp. We get a second look at that. It looked like the timing on that steal attempt for Braden Fagbemi was right on point. Let's get a second look. Was there some kind of body contact? We've seen a lot of more contact than that wasn't called foul, so the official saw it another way, and it's another foul for Braden Fagbemi and another foul for the Red Wings. It's going to be the 16th foul for Benet.
Andy Nash picks up that. He has 3. Parker Salaver with 3. Fagbemi with 4. That's the 15th foul on Benet. Moline is not fouled in this half. It's because they've had the ball for most of the time.
Yeah.
Benet, I'm going to put them at the line. They're going to be shooting a lot of free throws here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they are. Trying to force Moline to knock down those shots.
One more foul to put Moline in the bonus.
Well, I will say this about the Maroons. In yesterday's win against Downers Grove North, they shot 87% from the free throw line when they get there. Trey Taylor just took his eyes off the basketball and turned it over.
Must-score trip here for Benet. Driscoll, he was hot yesterday from that spot. In fact, yesterday the entire Benet team, 8 of 15 from 3-pointers in the semis.
Yeah.
Nash just grabbed hold of Harding. And will send Brock Harding to the line where he's 2 of 4 tonight.
Well, Dave, our lead statistician, Nick Pinto, sent me a note that the rebounding disparity is really eye-opening when you look at it. I mean, the Red Wings are not doing a good job of rebounding the basketball. Moline 26-14 in the rebounding battle. Grant Welch has 7 of those rebounds. Now, Benet yesterday, they were +8 against New Trier in the rebounding category. They had 30 rebounds, but only 14 on the night for the Red Wings.
Harding gets them both. He's up to 21 points. 46-30. I don't think anybody that came here tonight was looking at that. Abusera high for the tip. That is just his 6th point of the night. Fagbemi just fouled out of this game for Benet.
Oh, that is a difficult loss for Gene Heimkamp, and he just put his head down with his hands on his hip, and he knows that that is going to be a big loss with their point guard, who had a phenomenal run in Champaign in the semifinal for the Red Wings, and also tonight in the state championship.
It's been a short bench for Benet pretty much all year. Became shorter here in Champaign with the injury to Brady Kunka. Now Patrick Welsh will enter the game for the Red Wings with 6:02 to play. Grant Welch at the line.
Been 18 points yesterday, 12 points tonight. He had his full arsenal on display yesterday and also this evening. Just didn't go for him, especially on the defensive end where he was called for a couple of fouls that he definitely didn't agree with.
Moline had a couple of runs tonight, 7-0 run and a 10-0 run. That was able to help them distance themselves from Benet Academy.
I just feel like they've never been out of control when you look at it since they've been in the league. They've been calm, they've been poised, they haven't been turning that basketball over.
Yep, and why is that? Because the ball's been in the hands of your Division I point guard.
Yeah.
Took a little issue there with some contact. There's Gene Heidkamp. It's the third time that his teams have been in the championship game. Finished runner-up on both occasions.
Harding adding another point to his total.
He had 21 last night. He has 23 tonight.
Doing damage across the floor. 7 of 11 from the field. 3 of 6 from 3. 4 of 6. 6 of 8, excuse me, from the free throw line. As the Red Wings are going to get themselves to the free throw line on this attempt with Sullivan.
Tonight, Benet just 3 of 10 shooting threes. Said 8 of 15 last night.
Yeah, finish off the stat line for Harding. 3 assists. Last night he had 6 turnovers, Dave. Tonight, only 1 turnover so far for Brock Harding.
First free throw of the half from Sullivan comes up a little bit short.
You want to be a point guard on the Division I level, especially for some of these high major schools in the Big Ten or the Big East, the ACC, Pac-12, and you're a point guard, especially at the size of Brock Harding, you got to be able to handle that ball and take care of that ball, not turn it over.
Ogburn being bodied up by Walsh.
Good cut from Ogburn. Good cut. Very good cut. Relieve some pressure because Harding was about to get trapped. Making yourself available. And that's the other key part for the Red Wings and them being so poised and comfortable with this lead when facing pressure is when defenders are locking in on Harding and they try and attempt a trap. You can't just stand off to the side and let your teammate get trapped. You have to come to the middle and make yourself available. Don't just show your hands, scream their name. You got to let them know where you are so they can get a pressure release.
Couple of free tosses from Ogburn. That was the 10th foul on Benet. They already have Fagbemi fouled out. Nash and Sullivan have 4 fouls each. Abu Sarah has had a tough time with Freeman all night.
Yes, he has. And Warren Freeman has done his job defensively. Just altering those shots for Nico Abu Sarah when they've been matched up on Bennett's offensive end.
Now, if they're going to use up fouls, if Bennett's going to use them up, they're going to have to find somebody other than Nash and Sullivan.
Yeah.
Abu Sarah has 3 fouls. Clock winding, though, at 4:45.
Nash better be careful. There it is. There's a foul from Nash.
And he will be done. Andy Nash's high school career will come to an end.
We saw him put up some great minutes in the first quarter. Nice sportsmanship there from Brock Harding. Tapping Andy Nash on the back. And them shaking each other's hand. That's the respect that these players have for each other. We even saw that in our 3A state championship game after Metamora had that phenomenal overtime win against Simeon. We saw Ethan Kaiser going over shaking the hands of the Wolverines. And then even after they were taking their picture, Metamora was, Robert Smith still waited around until Danny Greaves, his players took all of their pictures and celebrated. He was waiting for them, walked right over, shook their hands, and it was a class act from Robert Smith.
Moline has hit all 10 of its free throws here in the second half. And that's why one of the reasons why they lead by 21. They have played an absolutely, I should say, near perfect game.
Yeah.
Nobody ever plays a perfect game. But I would say if you talk to Sean Taylor after the ball game, which we will, he may say, yeah, this is as good as maybe we've played all year.
Yeah, and he's been planning for this moment here. That's why he scheduled the games against some of the tougher teams in the state of Illinois. I mean, when you play against a Benet team, which you scrimmaged against before the season started, you play against Simeon, you take your team around the country, and you get them in preparation for the state tournament, it's all for this moment here. So when they reach the biggest stage in the state of Illinois at this point in the basketball season, there's no flinching. There's no blinking from your team. Your guys are ready to go.
Sean Taylor, head coach for the Maroons, said, you know, we aren't the most athletic team, but we are the most skilled team. And he means in terms of they have so many players that can do so many things. Handle the ball, shoot it, rebound. Good hands there by Abusera to get up. They're going to let him go.
One time we can see Nico Abusera in the open court showing some of the athleticism that ends in a dunk. Just hasn't been his night for Benet Academy. And the Maroons fans, student section chanting overrated. I'll tell you this, Benet is not overrated by any stretch, especially when you look at their program.
You know, Benet came into this game ranked #1. Moline was a preseason #1. Lost early in the season. In fact, lost their very first game. Abusera, 2 dunks in a row.
I'm not surprised, but I want to know if Sean Taylor would call a timeout, but Harding gets fouled there. But I wonder if Sean Taylor would have called a timeout just to settle his guys down after those back-to-back turnovers.
He's going to get a free chance here. 3:10 to play. It's been that kind of night for Benet. Trailing 55-37.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. Moline in total control here. How do they really change this game in the second half, Coach?
Been way too much Brock Harding. He has been outstanding. 24 points on the game. He's an all-stater. He played like an all-stater. Best player on the floor tonight. Made everybody around him better, leading his team to a would-be title.
Now the Maroons and their faithful fans are 3 minutes and 16 minutes away from a championship. We'll send it to Casey Standahar in the crowd.
Thank you. Things are heating up here in the Moline student section. I'm here with Grant, cheering on your team to what is starting to look like their first state championship. What has been the most exciting part?
Just to see the community support. I mean, look at all these Moline fans up here. It's unreal to see the overwhelming support they have for this great team, and they deserve every part of it. This is a great group of guys, great coaching staff, and I couldn't be more proud as a Moliner, and couldn't be more proud of this team.
Do you guys have a special name for your student section?
Kind of just Motown. We always say Motown, you know. Kind of always bringing the juice, and that's why we're all showed out here. Motown, you know, baby.
So you're a senior. Any certain cheers you guys want to do to close out this one?
I think we might win this one, so I say we go, I believe that we will win.
Should we do the I believe that we will win? Let's do it, guys.
All right, we'll go after the free throws.
We'll do it after the free throws. Dave, Kim, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Casey. And we look out on the floor for Benet, and we see a #3 out there. What that means is Brady Kunka, the senior leader, the captain of this team, injured last night, getting to play. He gets a handshake, a hug.
Awesome.
From Brock Harding and from the rest of the Maroons.
That is sportsmanship and respect at its finest right there.
Yeah, that is very, very touching.
And then I'm looking over at Sean Taylor for Moline. He's giving Kunka a big hand as he walks off. You see the emotions flowing through Kunka.
He got on the floor in the championship game. Great job, Moline. Driscoll too hard off the glass. Harding will bring it up. He has 24 points, only player in double figures for Moline. On the other side, Benet, 3 players with at least 10 points. And now the Moline bench will empty. And Benet soon to follow. Just waiting for the next dead ball. You'll hear a roar from the thousands of people from Moline who've come here to Champaign in the State Farm Center.
Always in control. Brock Harding, this Moline offense, even against pressure. And Benet is still playing hard as Abusera gives up that foul. His 5th on the night.
Yeah, he did. You know, I think he did to get everybody into the game.
Yeah.
Because I think Moline would have been content to hold it. We're going to get 3 new players from Benet, 4 out of the 5 for Moline. And here's the crowd. Harding will step to the free throw line. Peyton Olmstead into the game. Hyson Bay Bowie for Moline. Nico Abusera fouling out of this. Also into the game for Moline, Aja Unbeta. And there's the devastation of coming this far and not being able to finish. But we talk about finishing. How about Brock Harding?
Yeah, it's only right. Only right. The guy that got the keys to the car, the program of this Moline basketball team, of this high school when it comes to boys basketball, when he was a freshman, on his final game, his final night in a Maroons jersey, led his team to a 4A state championship.
With 28 points. Vinny Ajanumbeda with that bucket for Benet. Alex Schimmel, now number 25, Peyton Olmstead. Clock winding down here. The 4A championship.
28 points for Harding, as you mentioned. Only 1 turnover.
He scored 28 points. You're handling him the ball a lot.
So you want to be a point guard in the Big Ten. Well, you just saw one in Brock Harding.
Reserves running the delay game. Now ball possession will go to Benet. On the floor for his Benet Academy, Luke Bremner wearing number 22. Hyson Bay Bowie will leave to give a few more folks some time. Iwolo Mukulu comes back into the game. We saw him for a couple minutes in the first half.
Yeah.
Bremer is going to try his luck from 3, and a rebound will come off from Maddox Diekman. Taylor Lewis to bring it up. A minute to play. In deep. 1 chance, 2 chance, wouldn't go down for Schimmel.
This is time. You put them up. Get those shots up.
Garcia goes strong, and he'll end up at the free throw line. Jason Garcia, 5'11" junior.
So the really cool thing about that play from Jason Garcia is not only does he get fouled, he gets his camera time. He gets a solo shot.
Right there.
It is. He gets the close-up at the free throw line. That's the cool thing about that.
He'll get another. And another close-up.
There you go.
Point. Yeah.
There you go. So 20 years from now, you clip that and you show your kids, like, that was my 30th point in the state championship game. But the bad thing is Google exists. And
Yes.
people have phones so they can look up this very game.
We'll go the other way with 30 seconds to play. Brock Harding in 2 games scored 49 points. He made 6 of his 10 3-point attempts, 12 of 19 overall, and 19 of 23 from the free throw line.
Man.
You know, back in the day, they would pick all tournament teams and MVP of the finals. I think this one would have been unanimous this year.
No doubt, no doubt. The full skill of Brock Harding on display.
Thanks to, once again, Nick Pinto, who I have thoroughly enjoyed sitting next to, not just for the numbers that I get handed over, it's the stories he tells, both during the game and outside of the game. How's that?
Well, Nick is a unanimous pick for all-time great statistician.
There you go.
Like, you know, first ballot Hall of Famer statistician, no doubt. I've worked with Nick Pinto for a number of years. Best in the business. And this is no shade or no disrespect to anybody else that I've worked with statistician-wise, but he's got it.
And that's going to do it. Moline, the Maroons, win their first state championship in school history in dominating fashion. Moline set right there near the top of the rankings all season long. It took 72 years for Moline High School to make it back to a state championship ball game. And the first time in school history, they claimed the first place trophy in boys basketball. You know, Cam, the first trip to the Final Four for Moline came back in 1934. They lost to Equality High School to finish in fourth. Well, Equality was the Cobden and Hebron of the 1930s. The small school. Today they come to 4A and they take down the top-ranked team in the state in the largest school division in Benet Academy.
And the cool thing about this moment for these basketball players, the coaches on this staff, is you are forever cemented in IHSA basketball history with this state championship. They can never take this away. You can't take your name off the plaque, anything. It is there for the rest of the state and the world to see.
And one person who is basking in the light right now is with Casey Standahar. That's Brock Harding.
Dave, thanks. Brock, your coach called you the best point guard in the state. You put up 28 points tonight in this state championship victory. How does that encouragement from him motivate you?
I mean, since my freshman year, like you said, he really gave me the keys. I've started every game since my freshman year. He put all the faith in a 5'10", 120-pound freshman. And I mean, we went out on top. And I mean, there's no better feeling. I can't even explain the love I have for Coach Taylor. There's no better coach in the state, in the country. And I've just been honored to play for him the past 4 years.
This relationship between you and Owen Freeman, your teammate, started at AAU. It's turned into a state championship victory. Was that always the plan?
I mean, we knew coming, we talked about it since freshman year, we could do something special. I mean, once we found out he was coming, we really thought we had a great chance of doing this. We made it here. We knew we didn't want to just come here. We wanted to win it. And we came here, we went out on top, and I can't ask for anything more.
Your team is state champions for the first time in school history. In your entire playing career, where does this moment rank?
There's no better feeling. I mean, we went undefeated in the summer in AAU. That doesn't even really compare to this feeling right here. High school basketball is just a different feel. And I mean, IHSA is great. I love this. I love the state. And it was great to come here and give a little welcome to Champaign.
Brock Harding, congratulations. Go enjoy this one. We'll get your coach over here. Coach Taylor, congratulations. Just an offensive beatdown from your team. How much confidence did they give you into the fourth quarter?
Well, Brock Harding gives me a lot of confidence. It might be hyperbole, but I grew up watching Isaiah Thomas and Jalen Brunson, and Brock Harding is in that category. There is no better leader that I've ever coached. He is obviously a great player, but an unbelievable leader. And when you have him running your team, you got a great chance every night.
Coach, you're getting emotional talking about him. I know you're losing some of your seniors, but they brought home some hardware for you before they leave. How much does that mean to you?
It means a lot. They're such great kids. I mean, they're obviously really good players, but they're better people, and they represent the community as good as they can in every way possible. So, it's easy to say you're proud of them, but I'm really proud, and I'm so happy for them.
You're state champions. You hear the student section roaring behind you, the fans, the community. Who do you have to thank for this win?
I mean, they're the best. I mean, the whole year they've been with us, and it's just proud to be representing them and awfully happy for them.
state champions. Congratulations, Coach Taylor. Enjoy this one. Dave, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Casey. Great job these last 2 weekends. And it's time now for Menard Plays of the Game. Take big money in all your home improvement needs. And I would say we will feature Brock Harding in this one.
You get my vote on that, Dave. 28 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and he made 11 of his 14 free throws. But the most impressive thing out of all of that, he only had 1 turnover as the primary ball handler for this Moline team. He got the keys as the freshman to the program, and he's parking the car with some hardware in the back seat. Congratulations to Brock Harding and this Moline basketball program.
Let's go awards, some medals, and some trophies. Let's go to Tim Sinclair, our PA announcer here at State Farm Center.
Athletic Director Scott Lawler. Certified Athletic Trainer Amy Hoffman. Head Coach Gene Heidkamp. Assistant Michael Bremner. Assistant Scott Veselick. Assistant Josh Izzo. Assistant Mike Connolly. And Assistant Dave Kleinschmidt. Number 0, Braden Fagbemi. Number 1, Sam Driscoll. Number 2, Matt Moran. Number 3, Brady Kunka. Number 4, Patrick Walsh. Number 5, Jack Burns. Number 10, Andy Nash. Number 11, Jason Garcia. Number 12, Ethan Barada. Number 14, Parker Salaver. Number 22, Luke Bremner. Number 23, Nico Abusara. Number 24, Declan Hannes. Number 25, Iwola Mukalu. Number 32, Brett Nolan. And number 34, Jake Conrad. One more time for your second place, Class 4A, Benet Academy Red Wings. And now, your Class 4A champion, Moline Maroons. Superintendent Rachel Savage. Principal Chris Moore. Athletic Director Todd Thompson. Athletic Trainer Dawn Porter. Head Coach Sean Taylor. Assistant Troy Noble. Assistant Patrick Rangel. Assistant Mac Hollenbach. Assistant Jerry Thornton. Number 2, Brock Harding. Number 3, Taylor Lewis. Number 5, Braden Freeman. Number 10, Jasper Ogburn. Number 12, Alex Schimmel. Number 13, Zach Hendricks. Number 14, Wood Carey. Number 20, Devin Cortez. Number 22, Trayvon Taylor. Number 24, Vinny Ajonbeda. Number 25, Peyton Olmstead. Number 30, Maddox Diekman. Number 32, Owen Freeman. Number 33, Aiden Versluis. Number 34, Grant Welch. Number 42, Hyson Baybui. And manager Lucas Johnson. One more time for your Class 4A champion, Moline Maroons. Now, with the coaches and captains for the Benet Academy Red Wings, please come forward to accept your second place Class 4A trophy. Now, with the coaches and captains for Moline, please step forward to accept your championship trophy for Class 4A.
Congratulations to the Moline Maroons, your Class 4A state champions. First time ever for Moline, but we've said that 4 times this week. Every one of our boys champions this week, and 2 out of the 4 girls last week. First basketball championships ever. That caps a special weekend.
Yeah, new blood in the pantheon of great state champions in the state of Illinois. And every single one of these teams earned their right to hoist that first place trophy. Phenomenal basketball all weekend, especially even going back to the girls tournaments. This is something that is special for so many different people, but now the work begins for everybody else that wants to get to Champaign or get to the campus of Illinois State for the girls tournament. Now the work begins. This is your motivation to get in the gym and start to build that chemistry so you can have your moment in the spotlight like Moline and all the other state champions have had.
Here Moline finishes it off, a great season, 59-43 win for the 4A championship. You know, we'd like to thank everybody on our crew, literally all over the country, for putting everything together to make this a successful weekend. Thanks to the on-site people, folks in Las Vegas, Detroit, Chicago. There may be more places than that. But for Casey Standahar, for our statistician, Nick Pinto, for my partner, Cam Smith, I'm Dave Bernhardt. Thanks for joining us. Another great basketball season is in the books.